Today we're going to be showing you things you shouldn't be doing with every defender. And yeah, let's get straight into it. But keep in mind, I'm not the best player, obviously. I don't think I'm the best player. But I'm kind of just making this video just so you guys could learn something. Kind of like a how to learn video, I guess. So hopefully you enjoy, and let's get straight into this. Alright, when playing smoke, try not to use your canisters constantly. That's a very bad thing to do. The best time to use it, I feel like, is when they're about to plant, or just when you have an injury on somebody. I think those are the best ways to use smoke canisters. But do not throw them rapidly, especially when the round barely starts. But on to the next one. When playing mute, try not to place your jammers in an area where it's very easy for attackers to shoot it, so pretty much right here. Instead, try to put it in areas where it would be a little bit more difficult to shoot, and maybe you could have an angle on them before they shoot it, so like pretty much right here. And yeah, on the next one, let's go. When playing castle, do not try to block out any areas where you feel could be very important for your team, for example, like this, because then it could prevent your teammates that are roaming from coming back to room. It could make it very difficult for them, so they're pretty much forced to go into areas where there could be a lot of people. So try not to put your castle barricades in areas where you think your team will try to come back at one point, when they're, especially if there's roamers. I know a lot of people have had painful times with having castle barricades blocking their way, and they don't want to take it down, especially when they're roaming. So when playing castle, try not to put it in areas where it's difficult for your team to leave and come back. And yeah, on to the next one, let's go. Post a scanner more of like a drone than to get free kills from above. It's always good to get free kills from above, which most of the time that's how post is played. But I don't really see people use a scanner for different areas, like if they're insecure about maybe like a corner or like a maybe bathroom or something, stuff like that. So try to use post more like if you had a drone with the scanner. When playing Doc, don't be a horny little shit. Instead, use your stims for pretty much other people instead of yourself. Don't be afraid to have 3 for your team instead of yourself, and thinking you won't have enough for you having a self-revive. Instead, put it on your team. Do not put your armor on the other side of the fucking map. No, but in all seriousness, try to put your rook armor in areas where you feel your team could be safe, and not like in front of this doorway. I do see a lot of people put them in weird areas, but try not to put it in areas where you feel your team could be harmed. Like get free pick on. So yeah. When playing Kapkan, one thing you really should not do is put your Kapkan traps in repeated areas. For example, do not put one right there, one right there, one right there. Try to switch it up a lot. For example, put one right there, maybe don't put one right here, put one over here. Make it a lot less obvious for them to think that there will be a Kapkan trap in there. And also, another thing you can do for Kapkan is try to switch up your traps by putting them up here. Because most of the time people like to run by, and a lot of people expect the Kapkan trap to be on the bottom this time. Nowadays, back in the day, a lot of people did not really notice that, but nowadays, a lot of people don't really check for head level. So that's one good thing, I guess, to learn from Kapkan. And let's go on to the next one. When playing Chaka, try not to use your grenade launchers in the same spot. You gotta spread them out a little bit. But yeah, try to use them like a smoke. Pretty much if the enemy is planting, you can put the people like that. But yeah, I would recommend using them like if it was a smoke. And try not to shoot in the same area. Playing Chaka. So yeah, move on to the next one. Let's go. When playing Jaeger, try not to put your ADSs in walls of areas where it's easy for the attacker to shoot them. Instead, place them in areas where it's going to be really difficult for them. Place them maybe behind the bomb, behind a shield, areas where it's very difficult to see the ADS. You have it right there. But try to be very smart with your ADSs. When playing Bandit, try not to use your shock wires in areas where they can be stupid and areas where you think they'll probably not get it. Instead, place it on areas where you think it could be important, and also do not be afraid to grab your batteries when Akali or Thermite are getting it, or like a Thatcher EMP, and do not be afraid to try to cancel a Thermite charge or a Hibana charge, or an Ace charge. It's really successful against Ace, trying to risk your life trying to get rid of Ace's charge. Instead, you only have one, which pretty much make a mirror, and it could really save your team. So do not be afraid to pick up or put down your bandit charges when an ace, thermite, or Hibana is trying to get it. Do not be afraid to do any of that. When playing Frost, try not to put your Frost traps in doorways and kind of in obvious areas where you feel the enemy can see them. Maybe a couple of barbed wires around, you think it'll be good. It will not be good. Instead, put it on, most likely where I would like to put Frost traps is on windows or on like the tip of staircases. This does work a good amount of time, maybe because it's very difficult to see. As you're going up, you normally think about maybe someone's peeking this, and then they fall into this. I've done it many times. So try to be smart with your Frost traps. Don't treat them like if they were bear traps from Dead by Daylight or something, because they're not. They're actually a lot shittier than that. But yeah, try not to put them in doorways, and try not to make it easy for them to destroy them. Try to place it in areas where it would probably put more effect. For example, a window, or maybe on the staircase, like I just showed you. But yeah, try to be smart with your Frost traps. Yeah, but when playing Valkyrie, try not to put it in corners. Instead, place it like under areas where it can be a lot difficult to be seen. For example, right there, you could probably get a whole view of the whole to see if anybody's going to be outside of here. So try to place it in areas where it's difficult to see. Obviously, you can barely see it, but it's there. But try not to put it in corners. That's a very bad idea. Most of the time, people expect that from Valkyries. Big corners. It's a lot difficult when it's under areas and shit like that. When playing Cav, try not to use your stealth a lot. Instead, try to use it when you're trying to roam out of areas or trying to sneak by. I see a lot of people like to use the roaming ability as kind of like Vigils, who just runs around with it, act like they can't be seen, but that's not the way you should use Cavs. Instead, you should use it when trying to push other areas. Also, to silent step a lot louder than other steps. From what I've heard, I'm pretty sure it's a lot louder. I think I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, try not to use your silence a lot stupid when it comes to like areas where you know that there's not going to be people there. Try to use it in areas where you feel that people could be there, but yeah, obviously use it smartly. Don't be stupid with it, because it does have a meter. When playing Echo, do not use him like the old Echo. Unfortunately, he does not have his invisibility anymore, which I think kind of sucks, but I mean, I think it's fair in a way. But anyways, do not use your Echo drone like that anymore, because it's a lot easier to see the Echo drone, and it's going to be pretty much like a Valkyrie camera. Instead, try to use them in areas where, also kind of like Valkyrie, where it could be difficult to be seen, but also he is good in an area where he can at least see some part of the room, and then if someone's planting behind the desk, you could just come out, click A, and then shoot him with that, obviously. But I feel like that's how you should play Echo nowadays, especially since this thing isn't invisible anymore. It's kind of weird, but it's fine. When playing Mira, try not to put your Miras in difficult areas where they probably will get taken out in a couple seconds, but try not to mirror trick in areas where it's easy to take out and easy to counter. So instead place your mirrors in areas where it can be difficult for the attackers to they're probably going to come on yellow stairs, maybe behind the truck in areas, stuff like that. But yeah, try not to put your mirrors, and don't mirror trick on areas where it can be very difficult for you to mirror trick. And it's probably be an easy pick for the attacker. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. Let's go. But try to put your good mines in areas where it's a lot harder to see, unlike staircases. Avoid staircases because it's really easy to see good mines from there. But also try to keep it hidden as well. So maybe under the window, stuff like that. So stuff like that. Kind of put it in areas where it's a lot difficult to see, but you know people are gonna walk by. So don't put them in stupid areas like stairs, because it's really easy to see Legion's good mines on stairs. When playing Ela, try not to put it in spots where it can be really easy to see and avoid. Instead, try to put them on like areas where it's very difficult to see. For example, I like to put them on top of doorways because it's very difficult to see. And by the time you walk through, you'll probably get hit by it. But yeah, try to put them in difficult areas, and also put them in areas where you think people could go through very easily. I really hate to see people put their Elas like that, and it's pretty much an easy way to prevent someone from stunning or from getting stunned, and could probably take close sight, and they'll probably rely on this one element to let them know when the attacker is going into the room. But yeah, try to put your elements in areas where it's very difficult to see or very difficult to get, especially for Twitch drones. Try to use your stealth and try to be quiet as well. Move very slowly, because it's really easy to detect where Vigil can be if you're very loud and you have your scanner on. Playing Maestro, try not to put your Maestro cam where it can be easily destroyed by attackers, for example, Zofia, Ashe, and a bunch of other people. Instead, try to place them in areas where it's a lot difficult to get them, for example, like right here. But then it's a lot harder to get it from the doorway, from right here, and then all we gotta do is peek this. They'll see it. So try to hide your Maestro cams a lot harder. So don't really put them in areas where it could easily be destroyed by an Ashe, Zofia, a grenade, or just a bunch of other utilities that attack you. But try to be smart with your evil eyes. Put them in areas where you think it would be really difficult for them to get it, and an easier area or an easier place where you can probably shock them, even if they do try to plant. But yeah, try to be smart with your evil eyes and put them in areas where it would be a lot more difficult to destroy them, the attackers. And yeah, playing alibi, try to put your alibis in areas where it's a lot harder to see defeat, it's a lot harder to destroy. Try to put it in areas where you feel you could catch the enemy off guard and maybe get a free pick on knowing where they are. For example, like right here. Also, another thing I like to do with alibi is I like to put them in areas where it's kind of like hard to see it at first, but it's like it kind of catches them off guard and it kind of makes them pick up and shoot, which is kind of like that. But try to place it in areas where it could be a lot harder or maybe scary to jump out on and destroy. Alright, when playing Clash, stop playing Clash! No, I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, when playing Clash, don't always rely on your shield. I know I've seen a lot of Clash players that just have their shield up all the time, 24/7 when playing Clash. That's not the deal with Clash. Another strategy that you can do with Clash is the back trick, where you're pretty much facing your back against the player, and it's a lot harder for them to kill you. And it works a good amount of the time, so when, for example, a Hibana, she's shooting the back of your shield, she has no more ammo left, she can pretty much do that and you get a free kill. So, but yeah, try not to use the shield 24/7, even if it does have shocks. Don't always rely on your shock. I do see a lot of Clash players just rely on the shock and push areas where there's probably like 3 people and they're really confident because they have the shield. So try also to use your gun as well when playing Clash, but also do the back trick. The back trick is really good with Clash. When playing Cade, try not to put your Electro Claw in areas where it can be easily shot, like for example right there. Instead, if you're going to put it in areas like this, what I like to do is I like to put it like that, so it's flat, so it's a lot harder to shoot from above, and it's a lot harder to shoot from under, and it's very difficult to see as well. But also, another thing you can do with Cade is you can put it in very good ass areas. So for example, what I like to do sometimes is I like to throw it on this wall maybe, and try to put it right there. So then it's a lot harder for a Kali or a Maverick to get it. So yeah, take advantage of that little circle around the Electro Claw because it's really good and it can be put in areas where are pretty fucking deadly. Like I know a couple of, if you guys want to see me make a video on Cade, specifically just Cade, areas where I know in every map where Cade's Electro Claw is very hidden and it can be really good for a team in every map particularly. But I do know a lot of Cade spots where it's really good to have a Cade, for example Clubhouse. Oregon has a really good thing that I love, that I always use. Anytime we go basement, I always bring Cade, just because I know a deadly spot that I'd say like 75% of people don't know. And yeah, but let me know if you guys want to see a Cade video of me showing a bunch of secret spots with Cade. And but yeah, try to put your Cade in areas where it's a lot difficult for maybe like a Maverick, a Kali, stuff like that. So maybe like right here. But try to put it in areas where it's difficult for them to find it and destroy it. So, yeah. One thing you should not do when playing Moz is put them in areas where it would be really obvious for, I guess, people to avoid drones. For example, they can avoid them from up here and on this doorway because of the logo that pops up. But also, when playing Mozzie, try to place it in areas, for example, if you're in basement, and they have a Twitch, place like a couple right there so then you can have a chance of getting the Twitch drone. So if you pick Warden, you're throwing. Alright, you've seen the smoke. So when playing Warden, try not to move around too much when using his glasses, because you're not going to be able to see the smoke. But try to stand still, not too still, but enough so then you can see through smoke, obviously. So like, kind of like this is okay. But yeah, try to not move too much when using his glasses because it's harder to see. The try to use Goyo as a time killer when using his shield, or you could use it as how you normally use a shield, except you have to step off once it's exploding or whatever. If someone puts like an ash charge or Zofia charge on it. But yeah, try to use them either by time killing or a shield, but also don't put it in areas where you feel your team is going to be put in danger if it goes off. So try to think about when you put your Goyo traps. Don't put them in stupid areas either though. Alright, when playing Wamai, try not to place your traps, your magnets, in the same area. For example, the best way to describe it is if someone throws a grenade, and let's say this one catches it, this one will get destroyed within the explosion. So instead, what you need to do is you need to place them in areas where it can be a lot farther for it to hit, and so it could get more, but also not take damage by the other one. So try to put them in areas where it can be not damaging others. For example, when playing orcs, don't be afraid to use shards on walls, rotation. Don't be afraid to lose health either, because that's pretty much what his ability is for. Making easy rotations, preventing impacts to be used, stuff like that. But don't be afraid to use his ability at all, because it's really useful. It can really help your team. And you, a lot of the times I like to use it as bait, because that's what charge the players, which does work sometimes, but I wouldn't recommend charging the players all the time. But don't be afraid to make holes anywhere you go, and also take advantage that you can climb hatches very easily. And yeah, when playing Melusi, try to make it difficult for the attackers to get your Banshee. For example, I hate it when people put it like that. Like they think, oh, it's gonna do great there, but no, it's not. It's terrible there. Try to put it in areas where it can be difficult for them to push through, or just to get in general. For example, I like to put mine right there. But yeah, try to put them in areas where it can be difficult for them to come into, or in areas where you think it could help your team out a lot. So put it in popular areas, but also don't be stupid with it, and don't make it easier for them to get it. Instead, put it in areas where it can be a lot difficult to get, and it could possibly be a lot difficult to get it through. When playing Melusi, but I said Melusi. Anyways, it's Aruni, not Melusi. It is bulletproof. Do you not know what that means? It's bulletproof. No, but in all seriousness, I do see a lot of people shoot at it and thinking it's gonna destroy it, but that's not how it works. But yeah, one thing to keep in mind with Aruni is try to put it in areas where you feel can be very popular, that the attackers could go through. One area I really do love to put in, I love to put on these two windows, because if you think about it, on this map, especially Consulate, a lot of people like to go through windows, whether it's bathroom, maybe these two wide windows in B. Put it in doorways where it can be really popular. But one thing that I do see from a lot of people is they throw impact nades like from this distance when using Aruni's thing. And I'm talking about defenders, not attackers. Defenders like to throw like impact nades while it's still active. And for the people that do not know this, it eats up impact nades, it eats C4s, it eats anything that's a projectile, whether it's a defender or attacker. So keep that in mind. But one quick thing I could teach you guys about Aruni, not that many people know this. I kind of figured this out a couple days into playing her. The first couple days, I mean. But obviously, one little trick that I can teach you guys, obviously this is the last character, so. But one thing that I can teach you guys is, for example, when you're pretty much in this distance with the Aruni's thing, it opens up for you. And then you could throw a projectile, but what a lot of people don't know is if you go to the side, it still activates and it doesn't know that you're there, I guess. But it's a good way to surprise your enemy. I do this sometimes when playing Aruni, and you can pretty much catch them off guard. You can just catch them off guard pretty much. But it catches them off guard, so keep that in mind. A little trick for you, Aruni. If you guys want to see next episode of me doing little tricks for every operator, I don't know, please let me know. Obviously, I'm going to show the attacker side, what not to do with the attackers. So we'll do that one next video or maybe another time. But please leave a like, subscribe. I really do hope this helped you guys out. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. If you didn't, I'm very sorry, but still leave a like. But if not, if you did learn something, I mean, please leave a like, and I'll note to do more in the future. God damn it, I fucked up. But yeah, if you guys want to see more of this, please let me know, and I definitely will. I'm gonna do the attacker side. I definitely will. I don't know when, but I definitely will at one point. And if you guys want to see more, I guess, facts for every operator, maybe like little tricks that I know for Cade, Melusi, stuff like that. If you guys want to see more of this, please let me know. But leave a like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. Peace out, guys.